Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. Okay, by a show of hands, how many of you out there think that inflation will be an important election issue in the 2024 election coming up here in November? Okay, at least 5 of you. Well, there's somebody who doesn't think like that, and that's Janet Yellen. Here's what happened. Wall Street has suddenly gotten very interested. Inflation, a crucial election issue. Well, no, duh. So what happened? Interviewer asks Secretary Yellen if grocery prices bother her. Her response was one word: no. Oh my gosh, she got toasted, as she should. But our leaders are out of touch here with the common man and woman out there. Even in their statistics, it's off. And the reason is they understate inflation on purpose. And here's how they do it in 3 simple and easy steps. Number 1, there's something called hedonics. It comes from the root base word for hedonism, pleasure. So what they say is this: well, if you go out and you buy a pickup truck today for $60,000 or more, maybe $100,000, they've got cameras on them. They've got these amazing brakes. They've got all these improvements for crashes and so on. They've got all this computer stuff on there. You're getting far more truck today than you got 20 years ago. Therefore, you're getting more pleasure from it. Thus, we're going to lower the price. It's not really a $60,000 truck or $100,000 truck. We're going to drop the price $20,000 in order to compensate for the additional pleasure, the additional stuff you're getting. Well, okay, but it still cost you 60 grand to buy the truck. The second thing they do, substitution. So they say this: beef prices have soared. Well, the consumer will now make a choice. They'll now do chicken. So now they substitute beef for chicken. And our assumption has been, well, I guess they could go from chicken to pork, and I guess from pork to dog food, maybe somewhere down the line. But they're constantly changing the basket. Meanwhile, they also don't account for changes in the size of packaging. So let's say ice cream sandwiches. We used to get 8, sometimes 10 in a box. Now we're down to what, 6, sometimes 4. But the price is the same. A bag of chips is a bag of air. Well, it's that to them it's still a bag of chips or an ice cream sandwich box. So they keep the price the same, but they don't account for shrinkflation. And lastly, they think the thing they do, and this is big, is called owner's equivalent rent. It's not what you pay for your house. We all know prices have soared. If you had to rent your house from yourself, what would you then pay? Well, they've done this for years. And when interest rates had dropped to zero and mortgage rates were next to zero, well, all right, the price went up, but maybe the mortgage payment wasn't going up as much. Therefore, they didn't count that in the inflation thing. And finally, we all know if energy prices go up too fast or food prices go up too fast, oh, well, that's too volatile. We will take that out of the core inflation number, and we won't use that when we report. So why do they do this? Well, some of it's just self-serving. If they reported inflation the way we used to, if they used the old metrics, it's at least double what it is now. In some cases, people think it's even triple. Depends on your methodology. The point is, if they had to use the old metrics, Social Security, pensions, military retirements, the government retirements are indexed to inflation. Do you really think with a budget that's already blown to smithereens that they want to give you a 10% Social Security hike? Not a chance. Thus, they approve of the new methodologies to understate inflation. And by the way, it's not just Democrats. It's been Republican administrations. This has been on us for a long time now. So if you don't believe the numbers, you're correct. But don't think any change is coming out of Washington anytime soon. And with that, I'll turn it over to Walt.